You know what's strange? The smartest people in the room are often the ones who stay the quietest online. While everyone else is scrolling, posting, reacting, they're absent, not because they can't keep up, but because they've chosen not to. We tend to assume that avoiding social media means missing out, missing trends, missing connections, missing life itself. But what if that assumption is completely backwards? What if stepping away isn't a weakness, but a form of intelligence? Think about it. Social media is designed to capture attention. Every notification, every like, every endless scroll, it's engineered to keep you hooked. Most people know this on some level, but they still participate. They still check their phones without thinking. They still feel that subtle pull. But here's what most people don't realize. The smartest individuals don't just understand the system. They step outside of it. Picture this. Two people wake up in the morning. One reaches for their phone immediately, diving into updates, messages, and endless content. The other sits in silence for a moment, letting their mind wake up naturally. One starts their day reacting. The other starts their day thinking. That small difference begins to shape everything. And this is where things get interesting. Intelligence isn't just about knowledge. It's about awareness. Smart people are often more sensitive to how their environment affects their thoughts. They notice how constant information fragments their focus. They feel how comparison drains their energy. They recognize how validation becomes addictive. Psychologically, this ties into something called cognitive load. Our brains have limited capacity. Every piece of information we consume takes up space. Social media floods that space with rapid, disconnected inputs, images, opinions, news, emotions, all competing at once. Over time, this reduces our ability to think deeply, and intelligent people, often without realizing it, protect themselves from this overload. But here's the strange part. The more intelligent someone is, the less they feel the need to prove it. Social media thrives on expression, on showing, sharing, announcing, but smart individuals often value internal clarity over external validation. They don't need to constantly display their thoughts because they're more focused on refining them. Imagine this. You have an idea. You can either post it instantly, gaining quick reactions, or sit with it, question it, develop it further. One gives you dopamine, the other gives you depth. Most people choose the first. Smarter individuals tend to choose the second. There's also a deeper emotional pattern at play. Social media runs on comparison. It subtly pushes you to measure your life against others. Even when you know it's curated, even when you know it's not real, your brain still reacts. But intelligent individuals are often more aware of these hidden influences. They see the illusion, and once you see it clearly, it becomes harder to participate in it the same way. Historically, this isn't new. Throughout time, many of the most thoughtful minds preferred distance from noise. Philosophers, scientists, writers, they often worked in isolation, away from constant distraction. What's changed today is that the noise has become portable. It's in our pockets, always available, always calling for attention. Research supports this too. Studies on attention and productivity have shown that frequent interruptions, like notifications, can significantly reduce cognitive performance. Even the anticipation of a notification can lower focus, and over time this creates a habit of shallow thinking. The mind becomes trained to skim rather than to dive deep. But here's what most people don't realize. Avoiding social media isn't about rejecting connection. It's about choosing a different kind of connection. One that's slower, more intentional, more real. Smart people don't necessarily disconnect from others. They just disconnect from the noise. And this leads to a deeper insight. Intelligence often comes with a desire for meaning. Not just stimulation, not just entertainment, but something deeper. Social media offers endless stimulation but very little depth. And for someone who craves understanding, that imbalance becomes exhausting. So they step away, not dramatically, not loudly, just quietly. They stop checking as often. They stop posting as much. They begin to reclaim their attention. And in doing so, they gain something most people don't even realize. They've lost control over their own mind. In the end, it's not that smart people avoid social media because they're better. It's because they're more aware of how easily attention can be manipulated, aware of how quickly time can disappear, aware of how subtle influences can shape thoughts. And maybe that's the real question, not whether social media is good or bad, but whether we're using it consciously or being used by it. If this made you think differently, you might want to stick around. There's a lot more about the human mind that most people never notice.